Hey everyone, come on in. And today I wanted to do a YouTube live. Come on in. I really wanted to talk in regards to why one would need a sefue on this live. So join in with me. Got a lot of things in regards to Freeing Friday. This is my first time doing this, so I don't know if you guys can see me. If whoever can see me, please give me a thumbs up or something. Comment on the side too. I'm gonna say comment. Let me know if you guys can see me. First time on let me know if you guys are here. Say hi on the side. Let other people know that I'm just gonna share this. Come on in with me, guys, and we'll talk about why you need a seafood. Vì bây giờ bây giờ đi tông cái ít seafood là chỉ tông cái ít seafood. Thôi giờ thì có một đồ khó ít khó và cái cần thiết sẽ cái ba con này ạ. So I'm just gonna be sharing this on Facebook. So I have my cards here today as well. These cards. My regular deck of cards. I don't know if you guys can see them. And I'm going to do some card pulls, hopefully. Can you guys see me? I've got 3 people coming in. Some people coming in. Say hi to me on the side there. Subscribe to my channel. Just wanted to talk to you guys about a seafood. So, vì đi chợ có thể muốn thìa seafood, rồi hay để chín thìa seafood. What does that mean, and why is it important to actually have one? And then who really needs one? Because in this world that we live in today, it's very we're trying to get conscious. We're trying to get more better at whatever we're doing. And if we don't find the right resources, we're going to be kind of lost. For some of you, you've been really just dabbling in a lot of different resources, perhaps out on YouTube, on Facebook, and different groups. And I wanted to come out and talk to you guys about why it is that you really need to hone in and really be more serious about your spiritual journeys. So come on in and join with me today. I'm so used to doing Facebook Lives, but here, my first time on YouTube, so say hi to me on the side there. Hopefully you guys can see me okay, and share this video, share the link to other people right now. I am trying to share it. I'm trying to find out how to do that here. I know how to share it, but it's just interesting here to do it live at first time here. So here we go. Sharing. comment on the side as well, and let me know what you really hey, someone's here, Jade. Yes, Juju Chi, guys. If you've been watching me on Facebook Lives, I'm transferring over to YouTube. So Juju Chi is my Freeing Friday on Facebook Lives, but now I'm doing YouTube Lives on Friday. So tell everyone about it. Join me and share the link onto wherever your social medias are. If you guys are interested in learning a bit more about why you would need a sefue and who is it that really needs to find a sefue, or who is it that does not really need one, and how that kind of goes, that's the chat today that I'm doing on this talk, on this live on YouTube. And also I wanted to do some card pulls. My card pulls on here on YouTube, I'm going to drop down in the below here, in the chat here, actually, if I can find it here, on how to PayPal me to do your reading. So I'm doing readings here with a regular deck of cards, and it's only going to be $5 a reading to do that out here. So if you guys want to do that, and I'm just going to pull about 3 cards here for that as well. So all right, so got that shared out on okay, so here we go. So anyways, we've got this. I got this, guys. First time on YouTube, live streaming. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so why is it that one would need a sefue? And when I talk about sefue, it's the person that's going to teach you. It's the person that's going to give you sort of like the guidance, the resources that you need, so that you don't have to really um, hold back in learning about your truth, in really believing in yourself, and really believing who you are, and really that the path, that spiritual path that you need to go on. And if you've been in denial for such a long time, and some people has been in denial for like 10-20 years, and so what I've learned is that if you are in denial of your spiritual journey, you will then continue to meet certain instances in your life that's going to really cause you a lot of pain and or a lot of suffering, and it's going to feel like, oh, your spiritual journey has been a burden all these years. And I want to tell you guys that a spiritual journey is not a burden. The real burden is when you don't embrace the spiritual journey. And if you actually do choose to embrace this spiritual journey, it's going to really bring in so many gifts, or so many great learnings into your life that you would have never known if you didn't embrace it. So when is it that you need to really say, I need to look for a teacher, I need to find a sefue? Usually people are prompted to do that when they're at their lowest, or when they're at their most vulnerable. And they're going to try to look for a sefue because they feel like they can't get anywhere, like they're so blocked that they can't get anywhere. And when you do that, though, you're at a verge, sort of, or on the edge, so to speak. So then you need to really be careful of who you're going to be saying okay to. So be very mindful of that. At the same time, be careful of who you're going to choose for that teacher, because you're at the edge. Now, I always tell my disciples or my students that you guys when you choose a teacher, I'm not going to say, I believe that I am your teacher. So as a master shaman, I don't want to say that. But at the same time, if the person really feels frightened, I will just do some healing for them and then see how that comes and plays out for them. They will know themselves. I always say, listen to your intuition. Don't let another person dictate who is your sifu. Even if you're like, okay, can I go do a reading and figure out who this teacher would be? Who is my teacher? I don't know who it is or where to find them. You're just going to have to look. And when you stumble upon someone and this person should be able to do healing for you, you can feel it. You can feel the vibration. You can feel the synchronicity of you and their energy. You can, as you watch their videos on YouTube or as you watch them on Facebook, wherever that is on social media, or even just meeting up with them, you can feel like a trust between you and them, and you can feel that there is a feeling of okay or synchronicity between this relationship that you have with them. Even though it can be a silent relationship, it's a silent trust. And when you can feel the silent trust, that means that this is someone that possibly can be a teacher to you. I always want to refer to the teacher as someone that knows more than the student and that can get to the student to where they need to go, as in the goal of where their spiritual path lies. And then also as in gifts, opening up gifts. If the Sifu cannot open up gifts for you, then that means you need to find someone else. That means that you're at a stuck point. That also means that you yourself needs more healing. I never would offer a student to become my student unless they prompted that themselves. And I also want to say this, that when the student prompts that, hey, I think that you may be a good fit, I always have to reassess or do an assessment diagnosis to see if it's even going to be a great fit between me and the student. So why you would need a Sifu is to get you there, is so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel yourself by going through all the little nitty-gritty things that maybe is not necessary to go through, so that you can just kind of skip over those or jump over those hoops and get there as soon as you can. If when, let's say, for example, you find someone that you think that is your sifu, and you think that, and you're feeling a little bit fearful of that, then you want to wait a while, because then that means you're not quite ready to actually go on your spiritual journey. It could be the sifu themselves, but it also could be yourself that you are actually fearing. It is the path itself that you're fearing to even learn more about in that time. So I want to say, maybe wait it out a little bit. And comment on the sides if you guys have questions and stuff like that. I know that this is my first time on, so I'm going to be kind of slow on switching pressing certain buttons here and sharing and commenting. But actually, so when you search for a Sifu, the very first thing you want to look for or have a feel for intuitively is that, do you have a feeling of trust? And where is that feeling of trust coming from? Is it coming from what they're educating you on, or is it coming from something that this person doesn't know you, but if they were to know you in a certain way, as in doing a reading for you, and they can kind of call out some things that are very relevant to you, then that also gives you a certain hint that the person can heal you. However, sometimes the reader cannot heal, and sometimes the healer cannot read. So there's a difference in the different sefus out there, and I'm not going to speak to them, but I'll speak for my own from my own experience. Okay, so why you would need a sifu is to give you that extra boost, is to get you there sooner than later, is for you to not reinvent the wheel, but for you to really hone in on who your spirit guides are and how they can help you, how you can relate to them, how you can have a relationship with them, and take it kind of from there. Now, the Sifu would also help to invigorate you and initiate you. and sometimes bring in that opening of the door. So I always call itตัวขี้ตัวลูกขอตรง or ตัวขี้ตรงเนี่ยเนาะแล้วก็ตัวจัวเจ้าเก๋ขี้แล้วก็นะหยอso then เนี่ยก็จัวตัวเจ้าเก๋ขี้ตรงเนาะเย่ก็ขี้ตัวลูกขอตรงตัวตัว13เนอะ so the 13 which is the seeker หนูหอหมูตัวลูตรงบ้านthen right. So there's a opening gate or opening door that opens for the student, and the student can actually go through. They can actually feel it. They can actually understand some of it, even not at the beginning, but later on they will. And this is the thing that's going to bring the student and the disciple, or the student and the teacher, in a connection sort of cycle. Okay. And so when you find that sefue, it's gonna feel good. It's gonna feel trustful. You can go anywhere else, right? Before you choose that sefue, go. I always tell my potential students, go and search 10 other teachers out there if you want. Go and do that, and then if you can't find anybody, then you can come back, because I intake my disciples very there's a criteria to that. And so it's sort of like a decision that I need to make, and then a decision that the student needs to also make in regards to choosing and working with each other. Are you going to be a good fit with each other? Also, typically, I would say 99.9% of all seekers, whether you are, you got your spirit guides on your own, or you got your spirit guides through an invigoration of with someone that just kind of tested it out on you, just because you want to see if you can do it. I never recommend that, but if you did that and you kind of found out that you kind of have a vibration, you want to make sure that the vibration and the coming up to that shamanic rising shaman of part of you, you want to make sure that that is a real vibration and not a vibration of another sort of spirit that is guiding you. And even that, I don't call a spirit, I call it a negative entity that is trying to pose as your spirit guide. So be very careful of that if you guys are trying that out amateurly. I never recommend that at all. The other thing is going into your spiritual journey, be willing to heal. Be willing to heal first before actually going on your journey. And actually, that is part of your journey, especially if you guys are rising shamans or rising healers of a type. There's different various types of shamans, but you just can never know what types of gifts that you have to hone in on at first. And sometimes you might be drawn into going to different sefus, and when you do, it may feel good at first, but then it might not feel so good later on. Or, the true sefu, you're going to come back to that one no matter what. So you've gone to 10, you come back to that one. That's for sure going to be your sefue when you start to feel that trust, when you start to feel authenticity about you and their relationship. And that's going to give you that, that feeling of this is where it's going to be at. Okay. So that's what I want to say for today. If you guys want to do a card pull, I don't have it out there, but I'm willing to do some card pulls if you guys want to say, hey me. I will just do like one card pull. If you guys want to do a full 3 card pull, that's $5. You could do that on PayPal. I just want to put out that it's invaluable, but I have to put a price on it so that you guys can see the value in your readings and you don't take it so lightly. It is from the heart. It is of natural gifts and abilities. So if you guys want to do that, we'll do that here. Just kind of comment in the comments down below that you, or down on the side. I'm used to my Facebook here. But definitely comment on the side so I can see. I can see it here. Jade says, does everyone have spirit guides? Does everyone have spirit guides? How how would someone know when? Sorry about that. How would someone know when to go seek a Sifu? So, does everyone have spirit guides, Jade? Yes, they do. Everyone, almost everyone has somewhat of spirit guides. What kind of spirit guides? It is hard to say. And if they are a child of, I want to say a child of God, if they are a human being with the saturated DNAs that is truly of, true human, then they will have a spirit guide. Okay. And then how would someone know when to seek a Sifu? So I kind of touched upon that a little bit, but when you know when to seek a Sifu is when you have this feeling inside of you that is very, very lost. That also means that you may just not need a Sifu only, but you need healing. And when you need healing, that is a part at the very surface part of your spiritual path. But for some people, they need that healing really much, and then they get that healing, and then they are kind of like they're not going on the path. They're not going to be a shaman, but maybe they are awakening to something else. They're going to be conscious to something else. So when you feel the feeling of I'm very stuck and I know I have guides. There's some that will have guides already with them, and they've come naturally, or they come through a certain invigoration. Maybe they went to some kind of like, um, a house healing with a itusi nengta, and then lemu pa tu jinenge le nyasha da na de shi lemu ha kind of china. Then that means that maybe tunda chiyoka to sifu ke, but then you have this vibration when you're around someone that is of higher vibration. And that will typically happen. And then that's when you'll know that you are vibrating. And that's when you'll know that you have shamanic guides that could potentially be guiding you on your journey. And that's when you can seek out to see if you have spirit guides, right? Or if your spirit guides are the ones of shamanic, um, what is it? Of shamanic roots, right? If it's not of shamanic roots, then you could have something that is of a different type of healer or healing group and type. All right. Okay. So Jade wants a carpool. Okay. And Juju Chi, stay on the side, Juju Chi, for me. You guys share and like the post and subscribe. Share it to your Facebook, share it to Instagram, whatever. And I'm just going to do a card pull here, Jade. Just And we'll do one, unless you want 5 or 3. Then you can do the PayPal for 5 and just let me know that you've done that. But we'll do the 1 here. So let's see. Do 1 card pull for Jade. So Jade, you can see this, but you've got the 6. And right now, Jade, with this card, what I can see for you is that, especially with spiritual journey or spiritual path seems very stuck level at about a -5. Just not with spiritual path, but with anxiety feeling of not being able to move, and it feels like there's like a stuckness to that. So definitely comment down below if that card makes some sense for you, Jade. There's some feeling of really stuck and blocked, especially blocked in your third eye area. There's something there that could have occurred, I would say maybe a few months ago, even to be exact, maybe 3 months ago. There's something between 3 months ago and now that something happened to that area or that spiritual part of you that is causing this anxiety. And this has to do with your spirituality. On the other hand, it's causing a lot of personal, emotional blockage as well. So And Jade says, yes, it does. So hopefully that makes some sense for you. Definitely, you know, I have down there on the bottom there, if you guys want to look on the under the description, there is a free consultation. I'm still offering those free 15-minute consultation if you guys want. I don't know where that's going to be leading to in the future. If I may change that up. So just uh, send me, you know, go through the link, set up a consultation, 15 minutes, and that's all it takes to really just know where you need to go from here. Because without really knowing, you know, how can I deal with this? This, you know, you're thinking of it as, you know, my spiritual journey is a burden, but really it's not a burden. The spiritual journey is not the burden, guys. It is actually not going on your spiritual journey and really denying your spiritual journey that is going to be the burden. Okay. And most people will get it flip-flopped. They'll get it, they'll think of it as the opposite direction. If that if I go in my spiritual journey and I become a shaman or I become a healer, then I'm going to be burdened with all these duties. And I'm going to have to deal with all these negative entities or all these negativity and the people. Also, I will be dealing with judgments, you know, to me, people judging me different ways and looking at me differently. And that's not the point. The point is really that you need to look at yourself as how can I be more authentic, right? And how can I take my spiritual journey and look at it in a way where it's going to help me and not in the way that it's burdening my life. I want to go play. I want to go, you know, I want to go and ride, you know, biking. I want to do golfing. I want to do all these things, but now I have to sit here and meditate, you know, and now and that will happen. You know, now I have to, you know, my guides told me that now I have to go and, you know, do a quick meditation on whatever the subject is or object. And so that's giving me a burden because I want to do this now. I want to go with my family on, you know, this trip, but now I have to do, you know, a journeying session. So there's like all these things in your lives that your journey is going to make you do because you're on a learning path, right? And, you know, when you are on that spiritual journey. But in the long run, that journey is most important for you. There's a very good reason why the spirit guides are coming to you. And if they come to you in that way, it is something within your personal, emotional, um, karmic cycle that needs that journey in order for you to operate in a way that's more authentic. There's something in you that maybe isn't truly authentic. There is something, maybe that's one reason. Another reason could be there's something in you that maybe needs healing. And this could be emotional. This could be bodily, so like more physical. This could be more energetic in your body, right? So I look at those at two different ways. This could also be very spiritual to the spirits of your soul. So then that could also be all these things could be the reason why your guides are trying to awaken you and make you more conscious as a person. Okay. So, you know, today we're talking about shamanic rising of a shaman, and how can you tell when you need a sefue? How can you tell when you really need to go and reach out and connect with a teacher? And do you need a teacher? Now, you know, there's some people that are not going to need a teacher, but that's the very few, like maybe 1% or 0.1% will not need a teacher, will not need someone that is a sefue. And for those, it is the ones that you can rise yourself. And when you rise yourself, that means your spirit guides are coming through very strong, right? And your gifts are very high. All right. So then you have really high gifts, very strong vibrations coming through, and that the picture and the visions and the everything that you're getting, whether it's through your eyes, you know, vision wise, clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentience, all the clairs of the psychic abilities are so clear or clear enough that you are able to see the path. that you are able to know what to do in the next steps. And therefore, you are able to rise by yourself. You're able to learn from your spirit guides because they're coming through like a telephone that is so clear on that line. Now, if that line is not clear, that is also an answering Jade's question. That is also when you need to seek a sefue. When you've done so many things, but the line is still unclear, they're still static, right? That means that it's time for you to seek a sefue out. And I want to say that you can be in denial for like 10, 20 years and not seek a sefue or teacher. But at the same time, you're dealing with so many things in those 10 to 20 years, and you're dealing with illnesses. You're dealing with paranormal activities, sleep paralysis being a very common one. You're dealing with trying to figure out if these dreams mean anything. And then you're just kind of putting them on the back burner every time. And that is not going to be the way to go about it if you want to elevate yourself, if you want to gain your consciousness. That's not going to be the way to go. The way to go is going to be face it off. When you are able to face the truth of yourself, of what you have, if you are in fact gifted, then that's going to be a first initial step to say, I'm ready to face my spiritual journey. I'm ready to face authentically and at all heart who I am and where I come from. All right. So I'm going to leave you guys with this today, and we'll talk some more on another Freeing Friday or whenever I come out live. But if you guys like the streaming, go and subscribe, go and like the video, go and share the video with people that really needs it right now, because you know, if they are in denial and have been in denial of their own gifts, and they are afraid of it actually, and there's some people that's come to me that have been afraid of really what they have, and then there's some that really don't have it yet, but they really want it, and they're so in the opposite of each other. And the funny thing is that humans will always be humans. It's like, you know, when the person doesn't have it, they want it. When they have it, they don't want it. And it's vice versa like that. But really what we need to look at it is the big picture is, why are we into this direction? Why are we going into the direction of consciousness? Why are we going into the direction of wanting to have these gifts for those that don't yet, right? For those that haven't discovered it yet. And sometimes it's the heart. And if your heart and your karma level is at a higher stature, all right, so you've been elevated somewhat through whatever you've done in your life, right? Physically, spiritually, emotionally, in all areas of your life. And through that stature or status of you, criterion wise, then that's going to bring you to the next elevation, right? And when you get to that next elevation of you, the next version of you, because there's different versions of you, right? And you could be, you know, here today, and then maybe 10 years ago you were at a way different level of thinking, a different level of mindset, a different level of, you know, heart feeling towards humanity. So there could be that. And then there's it's been a change, an evolution of you. And if you are able to be willing to face yourself in your guidance, in, you know, the gifts that you are going to get or maybe have already, if you're willing to face that off really in a good way or in a very holistic way, right, wholehearted way, then that's going to come more easier. If you deny it, it's gonna sort of haunt you, so to speak, or become a burden. Because when you're thinking it's a burden, then of course, the law of attraction, you are then attracting burdens to you, right? But if you think about it as it's a gift, and I need to learn how to use it, I need to get closer to it, I need to, you know, find out what it is really that I'm going through, then you need to go and take a look through a professional shamanic healer, someone that is highly intuitive, that can help you, and also has gone through certain um, experiences that you guys are going through right now, right? And to lessen sort of like the stop making that wheel harder. Stop reinventing this wheel. Stop trying to reinvent yourself and, you know, make things a certain way and be original. Yes, you are going to be original no matter what if you are authentic, right? You don't have to worry about that. But what you need to focus on is, how can I hone in on my gifts? How can I accept these gifts in a more wholehearted way, and not just look for power? And I hate using the word power, right? Because it's not really a power, but what it is it is a gift that you have to utilize to actually initially help you in your life, so that you can become more conscious, so that you can up level your way of thinking, and the other people around you and their way of thinking as well. All right. So we'll talk again another live in another YouTube live. Follow me on Facebook and or subscribe to my channel, and we will connect again. If you have questions, type it down, type it on the side there, wherever that's at, YouTube, Facebook, you know, and hopefully I can come out and talk to you guys more about, and talk to you guys live about certain questions, especially those ones that are very important before you start out on your journey. All right. Warm blessings.